Good morning everyone. Today I'm going to be going over my travel gear for when I am going to be filming. So I have an assortment of items here on the table as well as beside me. So the trip that I'm going to be going on is going to be for scuba diving and snorkeling. I'm going to be going to Cozumel in Mexico, but let's get into it quick. So on my right, your left, there's going to be an assortment of handles here. So I have 4 different selfie sticks. The first one is going to be by DJI, and this is an aluminum selfie stick with a rubberized handle and also a leash. So this is good for tons of different things. It extends out quite far, and it stays in whatever position you leave it in. So it's good, it's robust, it's not going to collapse unless you really want it to. It only swivels forward and backwards. This one does not rotate, this one does not angle, so just forward and backwards with the camera, but it's still very versatile. There is a quarter screw in the bottom, there's a screw mount there, so you could mount a tripod to the bottom of this if you wanted. And the leash is nice because it goes on and then it can tighten up. So since I'm going to be snorkeling and scuba diving, this is great for me because then I can use my hands to manipulate my gear if I need to, and my camera is not going to sink to the bottom of the ocean. So this is really nice for that. Tons of different applications. This is going to be my GoPro floaty handle, and this is going to be a soft grip with a rubberized top here, which is very bright. This is a fluorescent orange, so it's easy to see. So when the camera is attached to this one, it will float. So I don't have a leash on this one. There is a port for it, but I don't have a leash on this one. So if you let this one go wherever you're at in the water, it is going to float up. So just keep in mind that if you are in deep water and you're swimming down like scuba diving, if you let go of this camera, it is going to float all the way up to the surface. So just keep that in mind. The next one is going to be the Osmo DJI. This is a selfie stick plus a tripod, and that it also extends not quite as far as my other one, but that's probably about 1.5 feet, a foot. And what's nice about this one is that the mount here swivels, so it does rotate and it does turn in each direction, so you can change the angle of it. So this one is really nice, and then again it also has the tripod option, so it can self-stand. The mount on this is going to be the magnetic mount for DJI, so it's really nice, their ecosystem. It simply clips on just like that, and then if you have different gear, you can just simply detach it. So I really like the DJI ecosystem, but this is the selfie stick slash tripod. And then lastly, this is my GoPro selfie stick. So it extends out about a single foot, and then it is also a tripod itself. So this one's a bit smaller. So I'll extend them both out just so you can see for comparison. So the DJI one is approximately twice the length, but they're both really nice. This one again only has a single axis tilt, so it tilts forward and backwards. It does not rotate and it does not tilt to the side, so only one plane of direction for that. Going down the line, this is going to be my chest mount. So you can use this for a variety of applications. You can change the height of it on your body for where you would like the angle to be. I use this a lot when I'm on my motorcycle. I use it when I'm on my BMX bike. I have gone jet skiing and used it then. You could use it for running, you could use it for rock climbing. So the chest rig is very versatile. One thing to consider though is that the camera is only going to look wherever your torso is pointed. And then also if you're doing some type of movement action with its running or jumping or some type of fast movement, just keep in mind that the camera is going to catch the movement of your torso. So if you're front flipping, back flipping, side flips, or if you're bouncing a lot, if you're running, the camera is going to pick all that up. These are just 2 extra mounts for the DJI. So you can put these on different rigs. So I have a suction cup here that I'll talk about next. Or you can put it on your dive housing if you wanted to. Or you can put it on the chest rig. So the DJI has a lot of different magnetic mounts, so you can quickly change camera angles from one mount to the next. As I was just discussing, this is the GoPro suction cup, which is really nice. So you can put this on car windows, you can put this on a house window, you could put this on a mirror. I use this when I fly somewhere. I put this in the window and then the camera just faces down like such. And then that will capture the takeoff, landing, any turbulence, clouds while you're flying. You don't have to just hold the camera the whole time. So that will stay in the window the whole time I'm flying. And if there's something interesting I want to capture, like a sunrise or a sunset or interesting clouds, then I will just click the record button, record whatever I want, and then I'll shut it back off. On my left side, which is going to be your right, we'll start at the bottom. I have 2 storage devices for my memory. So my laptop is here on the corner of the table, and that has a terabyte of storage. But when you're running 4K video or better, the file sizes are very, very large. So this is a single terabyte SSD solid state drive, and this one is by Seagate. So it's very, very fast transfer files. So if you're transferring files from the camera to the laptop to this, it's going to be very, very fast. This is a external hard drive, and this is My Passport Ultra by Mac, or for Mac, and this is a 2 terabyte. So the transfer files for the external hard drive, it takes a bit to transfer files, especially if they're large or if there's a number of them. But this is going to do much better at storing your data over time, over a long period of time. So I think I will eventually switch to these. You also get more storage for your money with these versus these. So because this is digital, it's very quick, but it's going to be more per terabyte of storage. So this is a single terabyte and it cost me $70 to $100, I believe. And this is a 2 terabyte and it cost me about the same. So just make sure you're aware of that when you're going to transfer. If you have to transfer files from one device to the next and you have to do that back and forth quickly, I would not get a hard drive like this one. I would get a solid state drive that's going to run much faster. It just costs more. Moving up the chain, this is going to be my external battery pack. Right now it's at 100%. Not sure if the camera will pick that up, but it has 2 USB ports. It has a USB-C port and a USB port. So there's 4 ports there. And this will charge my laptop twice. This will charge my phone 3 or 4 times. This will charge my external batteries 2 or 3 times. So with just one of these, I can run most of my devices for a whole day. If you have 2 of these, you'll get a whole day for sure. But this one is 30,800 milliamps. So for you tech people out there, you know what that means. I'm not big into that. This is going to be my power bank for my DJI camera. So this holds my batteries and it lets me know which ones are full, which ones need to be charged. There are 3 slots in there. So right now I'm only using 2 because the third one is in my camera, but this one is really nice. And the batteries stay in there nice and streamlined. There is a lid with a hinge, which I really, really like. And then there's a USB-C for the port. So you can charge the batteries when you plug them in, or if you plug in your phone or another device into the USB-C, the DJI batteries will actually charge that. So it's almost another external power bank, which is really nice. This is my battery pack for my GoPro Hero 12. So I have 2 batteries. I used a hair tie to hold them in because it's not an enclosed container. So if I took the hair ties off, these batteries could just fall out. So that is how I keep those organized. and they also run off of a USB-C charger. If you go third party, you can get devices that will hold the batteries in, similar to the DJI, but this is the one that I bought and it has worked fine for me. This is going to be my set of AirPods. I'm not sure which generation they are. They're a few years old though, but they do really well. And what I use these for is I will connect my phone to the camera and either download the footage, or I will just watch it live so that I can listen to what I have recorded and make sure that it picked up the audio in the way that I wanted it to, make sure there's no distortions or background noise or anything like that. And I can do this while I'm out on the go in public, in case I don't want the people around me either to be distracted or bothered, or just if I don't want them to hear the content that I have collected. So just to be conscious of others, I guess. So I use my AirPods quite a bit. This is my dive rig. So the GoPro camera goes in here and then I can dive a lot further. So both the GoPro and the DJI are waterproof to a certain depth, and I can put that on the screen because I don't know it off the top of my head, but both cameras without a case are waterproof. But when you're scuba diving, you're going deeper than the recommended depth of these if they're not in a case. So I can simply take my GoPro Hero 12 and it just goes right in the case, and then it seals and clips in there. So I'm not going to do that right now because it's a very sturdy click and it takes a minute to get the camera in and out, as you can see, which is good. You don't want the camera bouncing around in there. But this is my dive case, or my skeleton case. So it's fully sealed. And then to go along with that, I have red filters for diving. So when you do dive or free dive or scuba dive or snorkel and you go down deeper, the light from the sun or wherever you're at, it does not travel all the way down to the bottom of the water always. So you lose light and you also lose colors. So the red filter balances out the colors. So I'll take just one of the filters here. I'll take my dive housing, and then you simply place it over the existing housing, and it holds on really, really well and just pops off. And then there's a little bitty leash on there, and that connects to the mount so that I can take off my red filter from my dive case while I'm diving, and then it's not going to either float or drift away. It's connected to the mounting point. So that is my dive case. Next, I have two sets of mics. This is the DJI Mic Mini set. So these are nice and small. They have a receiver here, which works really well. There's a couple different mounts, USB-C, USB. And these are the Mic Minis. So these record directly to whatever they're connected to. There's no internal recording on these devices. There's no backup. So that may be good for you and it may be bad. For me, it's simplicity, knowing that it's going to record directly to the device that I need it for. And for others, they may want that external recording. Just in case, and I bought these first. This is the DJI Mic 2. No, DJI Mic 1, sorry, the DJI Mic. And these are the ones I bought first. These do have internal recording, so I can record to this device and use it standalone. I don't need a receiver. So I can record anything that I need and it'll be stored on this device, and then I can plug that into my computer and then download that file. Or you can or you can connect it right to a device and it will record to that device, which is really nice. The battery life on these is good. The case also charges the receiver and the transmitter. So that is my DJI Mic Mini and my DJI Mic 1. And then I also have my laptop. So I use this for editing my videos, and I can do that on the go. The battery life on this is really great. So this is a MacBook Pro. This is the 14 with the M4 chip, a terabyte of storage. So a terabyte of storage allows me to pretty much work on one whole project at a time downloaded to this computer, so I don't have to run an external hard drive to it for that project. So I have one project on here. I will work on that until I am finished, and then I will take that project and I will put it on either my solid state drive or my external hard drive. Usually this one's labeled. My finished products or my finished videos will ultimately go on this one. I will take them off of the laptop, and then also for a day of filming, I will delete them from my camera. So my workflow is relatively simple. I will film throughout the day with a camera, sometimes two. I will then download that footage to my laptop for editing, and then I will download the same files to my solid state drive so that I have the files backed up in 3 places: the camera, the laptop, and my hard drive. And then at the end of that day of filming or whatever project I'm working on, I will delete the footage from my camera so that my camera has a clear bank of memory to record that next day or whatever other event. So I have my footage backed up to 2 devices at any given time, which is going to be my laptop while I'm using it for editing. Then it'll go on this drive here, and then ultimately they go on my external hard drive, and then I will clear this. So my projects are always in 2 places at once, at least, just to make sure I don't lose any data. And then lastly are the 2 cameras that I have. So I spoke on them earlier, but the DJI is my main camera, the GoPro is my backup camera, and at some point I may be working on introducing more gear in the form of a full frame or mirrorless camera, like a full frame mirrorless camera, or possibly a drone, but this is just some of the gear that I use when I travel for now. And if this is something that you need, you can take this list and change it a little bit and modify it, but this is what I take with me when I'm traveling. So especially with scuba diving, as you can see, I also have my fins here, I have my wetsuit, and I have my goggles because I'm going to be diving. But this is the gear that I use. So I'm Gordo. If you've been here, welcome back. If this is your first time, welcome, and I'll see you guys on the next one. If you have any questions or comments, drop them in the comment section. Peace.